Good morning, lovelies. This is Sweet Start with Bex, and today I have about 25 minutes of guided meditation and free writing prompts for all of us today. These are bi-monthly about offerings where I just hold space for us to start the day or end the day in a grounded way to connect with ourselves through a randomly pulled tarot card and then writing prompts inspired by that. And if this kind of thing is your jam and you want more of it, or maybe more live, interactive manifestation of it, I do one-on-one session work that can include tarot cards and free writing and also shadow work and somatic parts work, as well as guided meditation, astrology, and you can find it all at my website, evolutionaryhuman.com. That's evolutionaryhuman.com. And with no further ado, I'm going to invite you to one, grab a pen and paper if you don't already have one, so you have it by your side at the end of meditation. And once you've done that, go ahead and get yourself into a position that's comfortable for a short guided meditation. So go ahead and settle into your seat or your bed, wherever you find yourself. Lower, close your eyes. And first, just take a few breaths, just easy breaths. Let the breaths be an invitation for you to sink into your body, to call any parts of you that are dancing outside of your body or off in the future or the past. See if you can let your breath be an invitation for them to come in to the present. And really let the body be that vehicle for connecting with the present. So first, maybe feeling just your full shape, the contours of your body, the places where it meets the surface supporting you, and also where it meets the air. And where it meets itself, if any parts of your body are touching one another, feeling into those edges as well. And then feel into your sit bones, whether you're sitting or lying. And just notice how they're connecting you to whatever surface you're on. This is your seat, your grounding, and a part of your body you might consider tuning into anytime you start to feel distracted or flustered or up in your head. Just bring your energy back to those sit bones, to your pelvis, to your hips. And just notice what happens when you give that part of your body breath and energy. We'll sit here for a couple more breaths, just feeling into the sturdiness of our seat. And then bring your awareness back out again to your whole form, your whole body. You slowly flutter your eyes open or expand your vision. Move your Without moving your head, move your eyes as far to the left as you can, and as far to the right as you can, and then as far up as you can, and as far down as you can. Again, leaving your head still. And then go ahead and offer yourself a stretch, a neck roll, a wrist roll. We're about to write for about 15 minutes straight, so get your hand muscles ready for some writing. And we're going to pull out pen and paper. If you've written with me before, you know that I like to do timed free writes, and I've got a little video about what that means if you want to pause that and watch. Otherwise, we'll just get going. First, I'll show you the card I picked. It's this Two of Swords card. I'm not going to say much about it, but you can see it's a person with their arms crossed over their chest and two swords, and their head is lit up, which is interesting. So I've come up with a couple prompts, and then at some point I'll have a longer essay about this card on my blog. But for now, we're going to do some writing. So we're going to do a bunch of 1-minute prompts that are all interconnected. And for this first minute, we're just going to make a list. We're going to make a list of dichotomies, of paradoxes, of things, parts of us that maybe often feel in competition with each other. So it might be something like the quiet part and the extroverted part, or happy, sad, thinking, feeling, anything like that. And you don't even need to necessarily think specifically about yourself. Just make a list of all of the dichotomies, binaries that come to mind. And you can also include in that list, or you could do a separate list, if there's any choices you're trying to make that feel really like dualities. Do I do this or this or this? Anything that feels caught in that, this or this, either or. Do make a list of those as well. So we're going to just, for 1 whole minute, make a list, try to write the entire time the timer's going. Even if it doesn't feel relevant to you, just write as many sort of, again, dualities as you can think of. And I'm writing them with a slash between them, like 2 words, happy / sad, or happy versus sad you could do. Anyway, I'll stop talking and we'll go. Ready, set, go. All right, if you want to finish up that list. Okay, now take a moment to read through that list and circle one pair, whether it's choices that want to be made or just characteristic dualities that feels the most alive for you, that feels the most pertinent, that's something that maybe you feel like you're working with, or that just has the most like energy when you read through that list. So we'll just take a moment and go ahead and circle that pair. Okay. So now we're going to take the first item in that pair, and maybe write it down just at the next free place in your book or in your paper, the first one. And we're going to do a series of 5 1-minute prompts based on that word. So, ready? Well, I'll tell you what the prompt is first. The first prompt is the blank part comes out when, and you can arrange the language to fit whatever words or decisions you're working with, but something about that addresses when does this part of you arise? When does it come out? Ready, set, go. 1 minute. All right, and if you want to wrap that one up, the next prompt regarding that same word, that same part, is the blank part wants. The blank part wants. Ready, set, go. All right, we'll wrap that up. The next one is we're going to write about how that part supports you. So the blank part supports me. I feel supported by that part when. Ready, set, go. All right, if you want to wrap that up. The next one is that part feels out of balance when. That part feels out of balance when. Go. if you want to wrap that up. Last one for this part is it feels in my body. In my body, this part feels like. Somehow describe how this part feels in your body. And if you're trying to make a decision, really feel into your body when you think about this one possible choice and how that feels in your body when you're thinking about that choice. Go. All right, if you want to wrap that up. Okay, I'm going to have to relocate because my battery's almost out. So we're going to piece this together later. All right, so now we're going to work with the second item in that same pairing. So go ahead and write down whatever word that was, and we'll go from there. Okay, so the first prompt is the blank part comes out when. The blank part comes out when. All right, you want to wrap that up. Okay, the next one is the blank part wants. The blank part wants. All right, if you want to wrap that up. The next prompt is the blank part or the blank choice supports me. The blank part or blank choice supports me. Go. right, we're going to wrap that one up. Now this one is the blank part feels out of balance when. Feels out of balance when. Go. I'm going to wrap that up. The final prompt for this one is, how does it feel in your body? So how does this choice or how does this part feel in your body? Go. All right, if you want to stop, if you want to finish up those words and thoughts. Again, I'm going to pause this. All right, so my computer died when I was sitting in the woods with this last session. So same day, different outfit. We're going to finish up our writing prompts with this card. So for this last prompt, I want you to think about that card again. The person's arms are crossed over their chest and their eyes are blindfolded. And let's imagine that person, and you might even want to do this with your body, taking off the blindfold, opening up their eyes, and then uncrossing the arms and just feeling that sense of heart being open. And then you might even take a moment to imagine that the swords of thought are dropping out of your hand. You know, the swords represent air, which represents the mind, which represents those two different voices that are going, should it be this or this or that? Just let them drop. And then maybe put your hands on your heart and just feel into that heart space for a moment. Maybe let it know that you're ready to listen to it. And for this next prompt, we're going to write for 4 minutes from the prompt, my heart knows. My heart knows. So ready, go. About 1 more minute. All right, if you want to wrap up your final thoughts. Of course, you can pause this and keep writing. There's no hard and fast rules here. All right, so if this is all that you have time for today, this is a great spot to shut it down and move on with your day. If you want to hang out, I'm going to share what I wrote in the spirit of vulnerability and also just demonstrating that these free writings are not necessarily about writing extraordinary pieces of writing, but just a great way to explore and let out what's going on inside. And then I'm going to encourage you to share as well. So my list of dyads, dualities, was friendly, private, boundaried, open, gregarious, shy, introverted, extroverted, joyful, cynical, love, fear, disciplined, free, adventurous, homebody, wild, scheduled, ambitious, lazy. And here's what I wrote about it all. Ambitious. The ambitious part comes out when I'm thinking about making money, when I have ideas I want to share and spread, when I feel like the world is suffering and I want to do something, anything, to make it better, to help it evolve. The ambitious part wants to contribute. It wants to participate in ever-widening communities. It wants to make money so I can be secure as I age. It wants to make money so I can be secure as I age. It wants stability. The ambitious part supports me by motivating me to study the things I'm interested in, teaching the things I want to learn more about, by offering energy and courage to share myself with others. The ambitious part feels out of balance when it measures my worth as a human by its successes, its likes, its plays, its sign-ups on workshops. When it works past tiredness and through fun. The ambitious part feels like caffeine in my body, fire coursing through my veins, aliveness, a fast walk up a hillside. It feels like an arrow, directional and full of movement, a gentle buzz, and sometimes one too big to contain. Lazy. I changed it to the life of leisure. The life of leisure part comes out when I need rest, when I'm tired and have been working hard all day or week and want nothing more than iced cacao and a swim in the pond. The life of leisure part wants a life of leisure. It wants to sleep in every day and take long, aimless walks and hike every ridge and peak in the Siskiyous and beyond, swim every river and lie in the sun along, I don't know what it says. The life of leisure part supports me by demanding rest, joy, exploration, enjoying the simple pleasures of life, giving myself to the now, the moment, the breeze on my skin, and the birds singing above. The life of leisure part feels out of balance when I've slept in too many days in a row, when it's convinced me I don't want to take a walk, but just keep lying here and eating treats, when it chooses to binge on shows rather than reading all the books on my queue. The life of leisure part feels my body like gravity, like a flower opening, like legs that relax and sink, arms hanging at the side, a face so relaxed I fear I look upset. It feels soft and sensual. My heart knows that I need a bath. No, that's not what it says. It says, my heart knows that I need both. I need the ambition, the striving, the drive to show up, engage, work, use my body, contribute, hold space, participate in the evolution of my community, my species in some small way. It knows that purpose feels good, that a sense of purpose may be a necessity born of a self-reflective consciousness, for me at least, and that a life of leisure does not hold enough purpose alone. My heart knows that the life of leisure only feels delicious in relationship with the ambitious part, and it knows that both parts are served best when the delicious activities loved by the life of leisure part are woven into the work of the ambitious one, like sitting in a cedar grove on a late spring day. And that's what I wrote, y'all. My invitation for you now is to pause this and read what you just wrote aloud. And if this is not a practice you've engaged in before, you might find that you surprise yourself with what you shared. There might be some nuggets of wisdom there that you didn't realize that were moving through you. You might hear a word or a phrase that gives your body a goosebumps or other sensations. Anyway, I invite you to practice it. And if nothing more than as an opportunity to practice speaking and being courageous in your speech, especially if nobody's here to hear you, it's a great opportunity to practice. And once you have done that, come on back. All right, so welcome back. We're gonna finish up our time together with just a quick grounding meditation. So you can go ahead and close your eyes again. Do that arms crossed over the chest position, like the tarot card, with your eyes closed. And take a couple breaths in that position, just noticing what that feels like. Notice any qualities. Notice if it feels like a delicious thing or a not delicious thing. And then drop your hands, expose your chest, and open your eyes. And just look around and notice how that feels to have your heart open. And imagine that your heart is shining a bright beam of light, like a really nice warm beam of light. And that light is illuminating the path that is the balancing dance between these dualities that we've been working with this morning. And see if you can just move through your day like that, returning to your heart and sort of asking it to shine its light in the direction that is going to be the most supportive for all the parts of you to move forward with. All right, with that, many blessings, and we'll see you in a couple weeks. Take care.